Hi friends, I'm Fran and I'm a Las Vegas-based flight attendant for an ultra-low-cost carrier here in America. And today on this video, I will be sharing with you my experience throughout the flight attendant hiring process. So being a flight attendant was kind of like a childhood dream for me, but I realized that you had to have the perfect vision, the perfect skin, the perfect set of teeth, you had to know how to swim and all those things, which led me to my conclusion I won't be a flight attendant in this lifetime at least. So I'm not one of those people who's been trying to be a flight attendant for years and years. And before I became a flight attendant, I actually was born and raised in the Philippines, and I moved to America in 2016. And I have worked at Toys R Us, Dunkin' Donuts, some sushi restaurants in Las Vegas. Before I moved to America, I was actually taking up a degree in the Philippines, which I didn't get to finish because I had to move here, otherwise I wouldn't be able to go here. In late April 2018, I was just trying to figure out what I want to do in life, and I kind of wanted to go back to school for management at UNLV. So I was gonna go to school in the fall of 2018, and I was just trying to look for another job, trying to look at Indeed, online, like what else can I do so I can support myself when I start going to school. And I just came across our company's posting, I think it was on Indeed, saying that they're hiring for flight attendants in Las Vegas. And I'm like, let me check this out. I tried to look at the requirements. You have to be at least 20 years old, from what I can remember. At least 20 years old at the time of submission of the application or at the time of interview. One or the other, but at least 20 years old. And then you have to have a valid passport for at least 6 months from time of submission or from time of interview. I can't really remember anymore, it's been a while, but something along those lines. And it didn't say anything about vision, height, skin, swimming. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just fill it out. They'll ask me in the interview if I meet those criteria anyway, if they need it. So I just filled it out and I answered an assessment, like one of those character assessments, maybe for them to find out if I'm the right fit for the job. Around first week of May, I received an email letting me know that they want to schedule a phone interview with me. So I'm like, oh, say what? I did schedule my interview like a week after I received the email, and I started looking for possible interview questions online. I usually find them in Glassdoor. Before I apply or I do my interview for a job, I usually look it up, like how the hiring process is and what kind of questions they ask you. So I wrote down all the questions that I found on a piece of paper, and I had my answers on it as well. I practiced saying them just in case I receive a question that's in my list. I already have an answer for it. I won't have to be thinking about it for like a minute or two. Come my phone interview, all of the questions that they asked me were actually on my piece of paper. So I had my cheat sheet with me and it worked. And after the phone call, the interviewer actually told me that you are invited for a face-to-face interview in Denver. We will be emailing you all the information that you have to know. I'm like, oh, what? Cause I'm like, what? Mind blown. I didn't know that I'd be invited for that because, again, I thought you had to be this and that to be a flight attendant. So about a week after I did my phone interview, I received the email regarding my face-to-face interview and that they will be flying me from Vegas to Denver and Denver back. I did pay for my accommodation, but it was worth it. So I was flown into Denver the day before my interview, and I actually stayed at the same hotel where the interview was gonna happen just so I could drag my bags downstairs in the morning and just go straight to my interview. I really had no idea what was gonna happen, and I can't really tell you much either, but what I can tell you is that I was so nervous because I've never had a formal interview before, and I was just, I was thinking like, it's okay if I don't get the job, I'm just gonna try it out, because if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna go to school in fall anyway. What I can tell you though is that the recruiting team actually made us feel like a family, kind of like a family vibe or a comfortable vibe. One of the tips that I can give you if you're going for your interview with an airline, just be yourself, because they are looking for someone who's gonna be a part of their family, like their aviation family, and someone who they can trust in case of an emergency. Because as flight attendants, we are mainly there in the plane to assist passengers in case of an emergency. We are safety professionals. We're not just servers in the sky. That's like our second job. Our first and foremost responsibility on the plane is the safety of the passengers. The recruiting teams are usually looking for someone they think they will be able to trust with their life if something goes wrong during a flight. And it was really nice. It was a great experience. I think we started at 7 or 8 in the morning and we ended around noon or a little bit after noon. Yeah, they will let you know the same day if you got in or not. And around a week or two after the interview, I got an email saying, congratulations. Congratulations, you have been invited to go to training with us. So they will email you all the information that you have to know regarding when and where you will be going and what you will be needing for the training. I started my training in 20th of August. Learning something from scratch is difficult. So it was kind of difficult because it's like a semester condensed all into 3.5 weeks that you have to learn everything about the planes and emergency procedures, emergency equipment, and your regular duties as a flight attendant. So if you haven't been a flight attendant before and you're very new to the aviation industry, it will be pretty challenging for you. One other thing though, FAA does actually require flight attendants to pass all their exams with at least 90% for them to be certified flight attendants. But then again, they will be helping you absorb all the information throughout your training. Just trust yourself. If you study for an exam, you will be prepared for it. In September, I graduated, and since then, I've been here. And I've been a flight attendant for almost 2 years now, and I'm actually here in Denver to do my recurrent training. In just a span of a few months, I didn't know that my life would change that much. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life, because I wouldn't have met my friends. I wouldn't have realized that being in the sky is something that I've always wanted. So for those of you who think that you're not qualified, just trust yourself. You can do it too. So I hope this video has given you an idea of how the hiring process is, at least for my airline. If you like my video, don't forget to press the like button down there and the subscribe button as well if you want to see more of my videos. Now, if you also do have any comments or suggestions or questions, don't forget to leave it in the comment box below. And I will see you back in the skies when Fren flies.